Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final phase of the round of 16. The last spoiler game that is to be played is me versus Jimmy. This game was put up on YouTube very recently, so you might already know the result of this game. You just have to shut your eyes and pretend like you don't. Now I'm playing as the Necromantic and Jimmy is playing as the Dark Elves. Just before we go any further in the game, I wanted to welcome Mr. Page viewers. Thank you very much indeed, Page. Commiserations on your earlier exit. It would have been nice to have had you through, certainly into this phase. I hope you guys have really enjoyed the World Cup. I've enjoyed casting some of the games over the last few days, and I've definitely enjoyed playing in all stages of it. So I've got slightly more fun factor than Jimmy. I'm playing in blue, and Jimmy is playing in red. And I don't think we need the things on. So, what the Dark Elves chose to receive here, and I suspected that we were going to see a Daka, but I wasn't certain of it. So I hedged my bets and said, well, I'm not going to give you the line of scrimmage to hit. So let's see what you actually do with this. That Necro are normally a pretty good defensive team, so this is kind of okay. Jimmy wins cheering fans. No one wins cheering fans. And indeed, we are seeing a Daka. The Dark Elves are 4 Blodge Blitzers, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the other 2 skills are both on the Witch Elves. He's got 1 Wrestle and 1 Block. On the Necro team, we've got 2 Flesh Golems with Guard, 2 Wraiths with Guard, so that's 4 total, 2 Wolves with Block, and then I've also put Block on my Ghoul to give me the 7 skills there. This is a 12-man 3 reroll build on my side, and Jimmy has a 12-man 2 reroll no Apo build on his side. I like the idea that he dodges off first and then he picks the ball up. So, typical Daka will be something that you'll try and hang around for a couple of turns. I'm aware of that sort of construct, and I try and take the Flesh Golems and push them slightly sideways because I'm going to probably need them to hold the flanks at some point. So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm just going to try and spread out and create a line across the field rather than a deep net, because I don't want to give away anything particularly easy to punch. So deep net. There should be players no further forward than this. Everyone else just runs forward. We should have players here if I've done this right. Davo, that's wrong. Bad naughty wicked Davo. Yeah, that shouldn't be there. That's too far forward. Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. That is alright. Although it does open the Flesh Golem that's being punched in the face. But what this might do from the Dark Elf perspective, or from my perspective thinking about the Dark Elves, is that yes, he's still defending with columns, right? So a snake here doesn't hurt him, and he can blitz a Flesh Golem, but we're immediately now getting contact. So from my point of view, I like this because we can go straight into contact. Immediately, I can tell you what I thought both in real time, but what I'm looking at when I see this now, the Daka falls apart. Sorry, the defense of the Daka falls apart once people get behind you. So I do not want to get people behind me in any way. Therefore, this guy's got to get pushed either back through his line or killed. So we're going to stand this guy up, we're going to step forward here, and we're probably going to step forward here, probably just to make this solid. At that point, we'll probably just step forward here, and then I'm going to send one of the wolves round to push him into the other wolf to see if I can nail him pretty hard. I could even step back slightly and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, push, push, and then the other wolf can push sideways and the zombie can close the door. That's probably the best version of this event, pushing this guy basically back through the line so that there's no annoyance. Jimmy's left me another interesting problem to solve, which is I don't think he's going to push through straight away, but I don't want to take the Flesh Golem out here too much because I'm going to be left with a zombie and a ghoul, neither of which have got guard in here. So this has got to be very carefully thought through. That's one point, and that's got to go there. And I've only got 2 people to stand kind of here and here. So let's see what happens. That wasn't quite as strong as it could have been. Got lucky and removed it, but we didn't get wolf into wolf, or not wolf into wolf there with a force through. So that's a slight positioning error on my side there. But it has left me with a nice shape. Jim, with only 2 rerolls, can't afford to reroll foul appearance hits like that. So he's going to probably double stack. The thing that I would have liked to have seen Jim do here, or not like to have seen Jim do here in terms of your perspective, is when you cage up like this, you're inviting the pressure to come on the side. And I am aware that the counterpoint is that the Dark Elves might eventually envelop round here. But if I can take a bit more of space away here and pin you back in the 3rd turn, Dark Elves are not as quick as some of the other teams that could be here. And I do have some pieces with quite a lot of movement. So I don't like the idea that he's giving this space away. That's fine to give away, but you could just stick a line of pieces here, right? Put piece here, piece here, piece here, and protect the flank and force me to stay wider. It pins these 4. It's not wrong, it's a choice, but I do like the idea that you don't need the back cage corners, you do like people over here. This is an interesting problem for him to have to solve. 2 line elves based. And I guess that the idea behind the cage corners is that he's concerned that when these dodge off, they have to work. So you probably want to put player here, that's maybe those 2. And then we need to put someone over here, so you've just gone as wide as possible. That's what I'd be looking for here, is a width consideration. Fleshy has to come in so I can take the hits. I think the blitz is probably here. If I'm looking at this now, the blitz is here because I can bounce off the flesh golem and get out again. Own the center, push these guys around the corner. This zombie should go here. Or even here. I think here. Oh, you know, I don't hate that actually. If the ghoul, yeah, the ghoul's defending the zombie, so this is making this side really difficult for him to get round. We've got the blitz. Oh my god, the blitz on this side. That double skulls I probably could have eaten. I think the position doesn't fall apart if we don't re-roll that. And now we know he's going this way. This was a bad move because it made a box and it's easy to push away. Take it easy, Strawberry. Jim under a lot of pressure here. That move is to try and push me back, because I said a minute ago about stopping the Daka. You want to get people the wrong side of the Daka defense. That would have been a really strong move. If he'd have made that, he's really lucky to not have got that to work. Because if that goes 1, 2, 3 and stands here, that pins some of this. And we'll look at this from my perspective. So looking at this setup now, we want to move the Witch Elf, and we need to push it back into this line. And this might be one of the few times where I think committing the Flesh Golem, if I can get a Flesh Golem in that square there, and a Wraith in that square there, that would be mega powerful, I think. So we need to move the Witch Elf and just push her back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flesh Golem can stand there. And it's Flesh Golem, Wraith, Wraith, Flesh Golem. With zombies here. And the ghoul. And then the two wolves need to have dealt with that. That would be mega strong. It's amazing. Amazing? This is amazing. This is amazing. Two wolves are now going to be together. Not good. And now I don't get to have that square. That's not a good set of block dice. And I don't get to press these line elves either. And I'm going to have to defend that square because this zombie on its own is weak as fuck. So yeah, this is not a good. This was not a good turn for me, both dice wise, and from a because that was a weak play, right? That should have been over here, so that's weak, and I don't think you're going to come through here, but the ghoul just should be over here, and if there's a double zombie stack here, this one doesn't get back out again for free. So at the time I remember thinking this is not too bad, but looking at this back now, I think there was a much stronger play on the table from me. No, what do you guys think? Agree? Disagree? So the plus side here is that Jim's all the way back. Downside is I've got no fucking rerolls, so we have to go and cover. I think the ghoul should come back all the way over here now. This ghoul, looking at this now, thinking about how I've played this turn out, the ghoul should be all the way back here. That square there, because it's so much harder for him to isolate. Okay. That consideration is to stop him rolling back around this way where he's actually still got most of his players. Jim's now going to commit. And every piece, like this guy's now not a scoring threat. So not a scoring threat, don't care. But we could have, I think my last turn was a weak turn. Hello, Kindred. Oh, I think you can argue all you like. He's going to have to 3+ out here. He must probably go this way. Or he goes... Doesn't surely go this way, does he? He does. 3-3-2 works. Imagine that 3-3-2 not working would be immense. Right. The line of play that I remember seeing and the line of play that I end up taking was... Sorry, I end up taking the line of play here where I'm trying to deal with this guy. And I'm going to try and stick things in the way. I think that's probably still the right line of play. Because he's on turn 6. The only other consideration is to go for this guy. Wraith goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Yeah, if we still had rerolls... Wraith goes there, Ghoul goes there, those two go there. We've got a Wraith there, we've blitzed this guy north and through. And then I can bring another couple of pieces, these two, to go and stand here. And then Jimmy's got to try and break through on his 7. And that would be interesting. But with no rerolls, I think I am not prepared to put a here's a free Ghoul Surf on the table. And I can't make the go for it that I need. Like that could have been a go for it, for example, and that would make this blitz a shit ton easier. And that go for it being there would be immense. But we get the lucky removal. This guy can get there for 6. So the consideration there was the wolf makes the dodge. I think maybe If the wolf does make that dodge, I think the wolf dodge should go there. Because then I'm forcing one dicing. Yeah, I think the wolf should have double marked that guy at the back. He makes the 3-3-2 and the 3-3-2 to get through. And then potatoes off. And that's probably my defense hosed. So, what have we found? I think my turn 5 had some weaknesses in it which left me needing a little bit more. And I also think that I was a little unfortunate with the blocking. Jim probably should have been a bit wider in parts because then he would have asked more questions of me. So I think we could both have said that there's things we could do differently here. What I'm looking to do here now is set up a dirty gang foul because I know he's gone past me. So can we remove a player? He's on 11. Can we get him down to 10? Can we make my second half a bit easier? Especially as it's a witch elf. +5. +6 apparently. Festung says, I love playing Necro, but I have a hard time stopping agility teams on Blood Bowl 3 or tabletop. So we go 1-0 down. So that's the first game in the set. 1-0 down at the half. This would very much suggest we are now playing for a 1-1 result unless I absolutely obliterate the elves in the first 3 or 4 turns. We'll watch the drive from my perspective. So, because you don't want to lose your first game. It's okay to draw your first game, but you do not want to lose your first game. I suppose I still actually technically have a 1 turn here, although we have no rerolls, and the ball has gone into a shit square. Almost to the point where I probably shouldn't even try this. I should just try and kill stuff. But I set up as though I can get the 1 turn, so we can push into there. We can block into there, and I can start pushing the wolf through. Well, that's your next block. We'll fill that square then. And we still haven't deployed the blitz yet. So the 1 turn is actually on the table. Although we then roll bobbins. So no 1 turn. There is now going to be a foul. Kill any elf, he's down to 10 players. I'll have a straight 8+. 40%, kill an elf. No. So with the elves still on 11, this is very likely that we'll be staring down the barrel of 1-1 if I can convert the score. An annoying solid defense. Now we're not going to get to take the wolf hits that I want. I'm going to have to try and compromise somewhere. And I've got to consider both ball safety and I've got to consider hitting. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think I messed this turn up. I think the next thing I should do is throw that block there and follow. I think I'm going the other way. And I definitely think that was a mistake. We should have pushed the blodger back. Yeah, the blodger should have gone back there. Because now I'm eyeing up blitzing a weak piece, but I've got a weak cage, so this guy's going to have to come in here. I can't quite close the back door, and the wrestle witch is on that side. But you're going to have to stand in that square there. And we've given away a free wraith hit, which I don't like. Don't like giving away free hits to Dark Elves. And if Jim probably could have blitzed. I think he could have taken 3 hits here, right? I think he could have blitzed one, blocked the other, and then blocked the wraith. I think I would have taken all 3 hits there. Especially with the block witch elf on this side. Stick something in here, blitz through it. Block here, block. I think that's where I would have taken this. We're going greedy hitting here. Not sure about this. Very not sure about this. This is based cage and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should I have come the other way? 6 into there. There. No. This is going to be a bit of a dirty based cage. Step forward. Yep. And then this guy comes back. This here. Pause for a second. This is worth flipping around and looking at the others. Oh, I can't turn it around. So this is your weak point here. And I think if Jim exploits this and folds and creates an L shape, I think I'm in a bit of trouble. The other option he could also do is blitz the back of the cage and just stick a blodger on it. Because if he sticks a blodger on the back here, I'm now obliged to go back and deal with it. And he can probably also go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, he can do 7 into there, blitz and pow this guy down, and then he can probably stick 2 here. So he could stick 4 pieces around the back and cause me a right headache. The other option is to blitz this guy and just try and pin me down a little bit more and then bully these guys, right? You could stick 2 on here and 2 on here, knowing that I'm going to then pull forward. But what you do is you isolate the 2 zombies, you blitz the 3rd, you're actually taking 3 pieces off me over the next turn or 2. It's turn 10, you fast forward the clock 3 turns, my other zombies are gone, and now I've had to move forward and split my own team, and I think that's how you create the pressure. So I'd be looking at trying a splitting off and nailing the zombies. And I don't think I've done a very good job of defending them. They're too easily isolatable. The weak point is the bottom right corner of the screen. Fuck off. There we go. Fixed. You should not be nailing zombies. Oh, but you shall. Right, bedsheet down. And Jim's kind of done what I'm suggesting here in terms of the pressure around the side, right? The L shape has appeared. It's just a different flavour of L. And I'm conscious of the L shape, so I'm trying to blitz back in again. Holding, and this also tells Jimmy in terms of what type of gameplay I'm trying to play. It's pretty obvious I'm playing out the 1-1. He knows it, I know it. So the 2 win cons for Jimmy are either stand in the way and get really difficult, make it difficult for me, or force me to do stuff. Bedsheet takes one to the face. And now the Wraith is also going to take one to the face as well. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Now, I think I can probably, looking at this, probably now take on that witch elf. I think I probably should have moved the flesh golem by 1 just casually. No armor break on the witch. Sorry, bitch. I mean witch. Don't want to leave the zombie hanging out. Can't follow, so he's just going to have to stay there. That wasn't a great turn for me. That not the strongest turn I could have put together. Because look at the wolf is now chainable, and I remember at the time thinking, oh dear, nice spot. I'm going to lose a wolf here. Hang on, this is a replay of an earlier vid, terms of service. Yeah, well, you know. Nice looking at it, isn't it? And then he jump up, smack me in the head. Now, it's my turn 13 going into this, and this is a bit of a problemy turn because there's quite a lot going on here. We've got contact in here. I've got contact here. We've got contact here. We've got contact there. I've only got 3 people not in contact, and we've also got 2 stuns. So, trying to squeeze enough value out of this turn without my cage dropping to pieces is kind of important. I know we can block there, which is an adventure. We know we've got the block there, which is also a bit of an adventure. I want to take this hit because we're behind. So if the zombie goes there, both of these people are now not cage corners. That doesn't work. Blitz here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not leaving with much of a cage corner. The question was whether or not people were prepared to push me, or I was prepared to push through. I think not. We've got another box here which will help. One cage, fully formed. And I was hoping we'd find a POW here. But never mind. Although there is a cage corner here, I think this is okay. If Jim takes down the flesh golem in the middle of the field and then bases up with a little bit of blodge, I think he'll be alright. I think he might be okay. Yeah. Don't know if he needed to take the hit. I think I'd have left it. Because there's no cut through here. No easy cut through. Because we've got the Dark Elf marking this player. How am I going to step into here? Don't know. Probably going to end up going into here. This turn, I was genuinely nervous that I'd fuck this up. Because of the opening I've left on the wolf and the wrestle witch. I think there's 2D. I think there's 2D uphill here. Tip it round and look at it from Jimmy's perspective. So you're winning 1-0. I'm going to have a turn 15 in a moment. I've got to get the ball forward. Do you try and sack the ball, or do you hold on to what you've got? I think you hold on to what you've got.
Dread Pirate Wesley just subscribed with Prime.
Yeah, I think I hold what I've got. If this was like turn 10, turn 12, sure, I think you can be mega aggressive. Because there is a chain push here to push this ghoul. At the moment, it fills in that square there. So if you took step back, take the 1D, now you've filled that square, right? So let's say, what's on Jimmy's on 2 rerolls. All right, that's not an unreasonable line of play, right? Dodge, block. The zombie now fills that square. We then go 1-2, stand this guy in here. In fact, no, we don't. We're going to leave that on the floor. Blodge Blitzer can go and stand there. Witch Elf then steams around the back and pushes this into the zombie at the moment who has to go there. So maybe we need to fill that square in, maybe. And now the wolf, the ghoul can go back the second time into the witch who goes there. Yes, and then this guy dodges back and you've now got 2 dice on the ball. So with a 2+ dodge with dodge and a 3+, because they're both down, actually annoys you. There is, and then we need to find a 55% on the first push. We need that on the first push. There is a 2 dice on the ball. The other line of play that's probably really nice is a way more passive line where you go and stand here and you just blitz the wolf and push the ghoul back a square and you just start tagging out the annoying players on my side. It's got a lot less variance to it and you can probably plan your turn a lot more. And at that point you end up with a sort of a columns-like shape. I think I take this. I think I take the
cheeky
dodge,
bastard,
block, and then try and steam round from the back. And I think the 2 die on the ball wins the game. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, curiosity, if anyone's watched the replay or anyone's watched anything else, did anyone spot that? Did anyone go for it? I certainly didn't see it in game. I thought there was a problem, but I didn't see it in game. So I didn't see it live. Am I going to say thank you to the sun, AndyDavo? Sun. Why, what's the sun done? So. Oh! Dread Pirate Whiskey, thank you very much indeed. Sorry, I was too busy counting squares. Thank you very much indeed. I will not ignore what you say. We need to go back a moment for a second and look at this from my perspective, because I think there was a cheeky little box on here, and this box unlocked things. So, my turn 15, we push through. Double skulls, nearly. I was a 1 in 9 away from not scoring, but now we've got an unlock. I'm mega conscious of the Witch Elf having jump ups. We can't stand there, and I've got to try and get some way around it. But Chain of the Carrier doesn't do anything. Ah, did you see the bit before it, Jim? Because I agree that the chain doesn't do anything, but there was 2D on the ball with the Wrestle Witch. With a little bit of finagling. I'm not going to say it's like, oh, it's just this 2 dice on the ball. But there was a 2D on the ball. But that's turn over based everything. So, blitz this or blitz this. I like the idea they blitz the wolf, because the wolf is its own scoring threat. Step in, blitz. The line elf is probably going to tag this guy out. Another player there. Another player there. Or there. There? Witch elf to there, maybe? Witch elf to there? That's strong. I remember looking at this going, Jesus, that's annoying. But what I did spot pretty early on was there's a box. There's a T-shape here, and then there's a box, so we can push sideways, and I can get my way out. Which is why I'm looking at the Witch Elf, saying, what happens if the Witch Elf is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. So the first match is going to go to a draw. I couldn't risk playing in for a win. First drive, we had Jimmy on the ropes. Second drive, I was on the ropes, and then there was a gap, so we run through it. So 1-1. Right. Unlikely that we're going to see a one turn. Just skip through the setup. The players being 2 squares away is not terrible here. Because there's no sidestep and movement 8 on this team. That nearly was a fuck up. We nearly messed it up, but no, we're fine.
Shall we play a game?
There we go. Right, so that was first match 1-1. All square. We'll go on and see the second one.